I'm going to keep my water handy. Okay, so let's start on our mats with our legs in front of us in just a comfortable, easy position. And you could be sitting up on a block here if that's more comfortable for you, or a pillow or anything like that. Just whatever feels like it allows your hips to open up. Let's just place your hands behind you and allow a nice, easy rock of those legs. So you're going to drop your knees over to one side, pick them up and drop to the other. Now, I'm just going to remind you, as I always do, we don't want to be moving through pain in any of this. You want to feel like you are comfortably moving, maybe moving to a point of challenge for yourself. In each exercise, I'll let you know which muscles you should be feeling. I'll remind you as we're going along things that you should feel. And then I'll kind of also check in with things you shouldn't be feeling. So here, you shouldn't be feeling any kind of creaking or popping going on in your back or your hips for that matter. If that's happening, the first thing that you would do would be to shorten your range of motion. Next thing you would do would be to eliminate a body part. So say we're in flexion with your head up, you would put your head down. Here, if this is bothering you to lean into your shoulders, you could sit up straight and keep your arms by your side. If it's bothering your hips, you would make this smaller. With that said, let's sit up a little bit taller. And we're going to start with just a little lateral rotation of one leg. So let's start with your left leg. You're just going to let the left leg only drop open to where it comfortably goes. So you're not forcing it down to the floor here, you're just allowing it. And you're just going to extend it out. It's still lateral. I'm going to rotate it in now and bring it up. So I'm going to let it drop out, extend it away. So a lot of times we do this lying on our back, and it opens out the pelvis and the hip a little bit more. By doing it here seated, we're having to keep the hip flexors a little bit engaged. It can feel a little bit different. Staying up straight and tall, you can start to feel how your abdominals have to lift. You're feeling yourself sit straight on top of that pelvis and feeling that nice rotation coming through. Now we're going to keep that lateral rotation with the leg extended. Bring the knee out and then bring it in and come across and drop it away. Open it away, across and in. Open it. Just introducing that nice bit of rotation into your hip, into your pelvis, and that femur rolling around. One more. Good, and we're just going to let that leg rest right there. So it's a little bit wider than my hips. I'm going to start with the other leg. Now you're right. You're going to let it drop out, extend it, and rotate it in and bring it up. Out and away, in and up. Out and away, in and up. Out and away. One more time. Good, then you're going to reverse that. Go in and away, out and up. In and away, out and up. Just moving through. One more time. Excellent. I'm actually going to move forward just a smidge on my mat. So I'm going to have you bring those feet a little closer to each other. They might not be quite squeezing. And we're going to lower your elbows down behind you. So your elbows are on the floor. Your pelvic floor is a little bit lifted. And we're going to just let the pelvis lightly imprint toward the mat. We're going to take one knee and draw it in and up to tabletop. Now I'm going to keep this same bend in the knee and just tap that one toe down and bring it back up. So I'm going to turn a little more sideways so you can see. I don't want you to be pressing the leg out to straight here. You're going to keep it the same amount of bend and just tap down and bring it back up. And I want you to feel your core starting to engage here. Feel your neck relax. Your chin stays down just a little bit. You're just tapping the leg and bring it back up. There's no movement in the pelvis or the back here. It's staying nice and still. One more. Good, now we're going to keep connected, but we're just going to let the toe stay on the floor. We're going to bring the other leg up to tabletop, and you're going to keep that same bend and tap down and bring it up. Exhale. Tap down, inhale, and bring it up 2. Tap down, inhale, and bring it up 3. Tap down, inhale, and bring it up 4. Tap down, inhale, and bring it up 5. Tap down, inhale, and bring it up and hold it there. Now try to keep connected in your core and bring the other leg up. No other movement in the body here. And we're going to keep both legs in tabletop. Keep the pelvis still. We're going to tap that first foot back down. Inhale. Exhale it back up. Other foot taps. Exhale back up. Inhale, tap. Exhale up. So again, you're not feeling any movement in that low back. You're not feeling any movement in your back anywhere, actually. It's just that femur pressing away from the body and bringing it back up. Just warming up the core, using the core to stabilize as you hold. Inhale. Inhale. One more. Now, if you want to try to add on, we're going to squeeze the legs together. Keep this nice imprint. I want you to try to tap both legs without moving your back and bring it back up. Now, you might not get all the way down to the floor here. Inhale. Compress and bring it back up. You could release your head, neck, and shoulders all the way to the floor if it's starting to feel like pain or pressure in your neck or shoulders. Exhale up. Inhale 2. Exhale up. Last one. Good. Exhale up and hold it there. Inhale. Let's release the head, neck, and shoulders all the way down onto your mat here. All right. Relaxing back. Your legs are still in tabletop here. I'm just going to turn a little bit. So staying in tabletop with those legs. Whoops. I wasn't speaking to Siri, but she thought so. Staying in tabletop with those legs. We're going to now come into our neutral pelvis on the floor, or a light imprint if you need to. So it's really up to you where you stay. So just keeping in mind that imprint will be a little tuck of the pelvis, so your lumbar spine is lengthened. Try not to use the glutes to get there, just the abdominals on the inside, the transverses. Or a nice neutral, natural curve of that spine, but you stay nice and still. We're going to inhale, nod your chin, and exhale, come into flexion. We're going to hold flexion here, abs nice and tight and strong. Still connecting. Chin is gently down, looking toward your belly button. I just want you to reach one arm up, right to about the height of your ear, and then bring it back down. Reach the other arm up, and bring it back down. Now, as the arm reaches, I want nothing else to move. And reach it back down. Reach the other arm up, and reach it back down. Start feeling that core really engaged. And reach it back down. Keep going. Reach one arm up. Yes, one arm out to the side if that doesn't feel good, to go up above the head. So you always want to make sure that you're not moving through pain. So if it bothers you to bring that arm up next to the ear, that can create a little impingement in that shoulder. The arm can go wide instead. It's still going to create a challenge for your obliques to hold you without adding in that impingement happening on the shoulder. So that's a really good option to use. Good. One more here. And then you're just going to release and relax back onto your mat. Let's add a nice little stretch here for that core. So now that we're starting to warm things up, let's take your, it's your back leg. So your left leg, and cross it over toward me. And you're tight at your knees here, and then just relax the legs. Now, I'm going to have you relax your legs to your right. So your left knee is over your right, and then you're going to relax the knees to the floor. Good, and you're just going to release and relax right there. And I want you to try to rotate that left shoulder back to the mat. Arm on the floor, nice twist. Good. See if you can take both arms and reach them really wide on that floor and feel that lengthening of your spine. Take your chin and drop it toward your right shoulder. And then I would just want you to rotate and look toward the ceiling and feel that stretch a little bit more. See if you can look gently toward your left shoulder without introducing any pain. Look a little bit toward the right shoulder, and then bring it up, come to center, and look a little toward the left. One more time toward the right shoulder, and then bring it up and a little bit toward the left with that nice twist of your spine. So now you're twisting the whole spine in the opposite direction of each other. The cervical spine is going to one side while the lumbar spine is coming to the other. Now, support yourself as much as you need to here. You can use your hands to help your legs up off the floor. Uncross them as soon as you need to. Just release and center and give yourself a little massage on the sacrum, like drawing little circles on the ceiling, and then go the other way. Excellent. We're going to reverse that. So pick up your right leg and cross it over your left. And then you're going to let your knees drop to your left. So that right knee is coming across. Arms are going to reach nice and wide. You're going to try to get those hands on the floor. Try to get the knees on the floor. Just take a couple moments to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, just let yourself look toward your left shoulder. Try to relax both shoulders into the floor. Come up to center and look toward the right shoulder, feeling that twist of the spine right in the middle, especially right in that thoracic spine. Good, bring it back up, look toward the left. Just allow your spine to melt a little bit more as you turn your head to the right. One more time, look toward the left and bring it up and look toward the right. Great job. Once again, coming back to center, support yourself as much as you need to. Pick up those legs, draw in and give yourself a nice little massage by letting those legs uncross, little circles on the ceiling, and reverse. Excellent. Adding into that little stretch. So now we're just going to take those legs and reach them up to the ceiling. I want you to allow the feet to flex here. Toes are to you. Release and relax. And point those feet. So just pull the toes to you and feel how the back of the legs engage. And then press the toes up toward the ceiling and feel the front of the legs engage a little bit more. So you're going to pull the toes to you and feel that stretch. And then press the toes away. Try to come to a space here where your legs are just kind of allowed to hang. I don't want you to feel like you're forcing them into this position, but where they're just kind of staying up in the air. Right, nice and easy. Now, we're going to add a little upper body here. So you're going to keep the legs right where they are. Inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, slide the rib cage to the pelvis, coming into flexion with the fingertips reaching down. Abs are nice and tight and strong. Now, you're going to maintain this position right here. The legs are about hip distance apart. We're going to start to lower one leg away from your body, but look down at your pelvis, no movement here, and then bring it back up. Start to lower the other leg down, lowering the leg, keeping the pelvis, keeping the back in the same position, and bring it back up. Lower one leg down, and bring it back up. No movement in the pelvis or the spine. Lower the other leg down. Keep checking in with your back, checking in with your pelvis. You want to keep everything the same. If that neck is starting to bother you, try putting the hands behind the head, see if that helps you. If that's still too much, put the head down. It doesn't matter. What matters is that there's no movement here in your low back or pelvis. So maybe you only go a couple of inches before you're able to keep the pelvis stable. So you're checking in with that back in relationship to the mat behind you. Exhale up. Maybe you're able to get lower and keep that same relationship, and that's okay. Exhale it up. Exhale it up. Two more. We're going to do the last one with that back leg. And then we're going to hold right here. We're going to allow the toes to point, fingertips reach long. If you're not in flexion, you'd like to rejoin us, go ahead. We're going to bend the knees to tabletop. Stay up here. Inhale, pump the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend one leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale in. Extend the other leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale in. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 70. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3. There's your 100. Inhale. Draw both knees in. Exhale. Release your head, neck, and shoulders down. Relax the legs. Relax the neck. Now let's extend everything up and away. Big stretch. Excellent. I'm just going to have you rotate onto your side and face me here. So rotate right onto your side facing this direction. We're going to go right into a little bit of side leg work here, and then we're going to transition into some core work as well. So I'm going to have you start here actually with your legs straight out, nice and long. And I want you in one line from your toes, through your hips, through your shoulders. You can let your head relax. If you want to put a pillow under your head there, you totally could. What matters to me is, again, you're lifting that waist slightly up and away from the floor. Your pelvic floor is engaged. You're staying connected in the core. The top hand can rest on the floor right in front of you. You want to make sure you're not rolling backwards or forwards onto your hips. And then you want to make sure the legs are stacked. So if you look, if I let myself kind of sink to the floor here, suddenly my knees aren't stacked and my hips aren't stacked. If I feel like I'm pressing that top hip slightly away, suddenly I've maintained this relationship. My knees are stacked, my pelvis is lifted, my rib cage is in and up, okay? So I'm going to keep the pelvis right here. You're just going to lift this top leg, keeping the pelvis nice and still, flex and pull it down. Lift up, inhale, flex and pull down for 2. Lift up, inhale, flex and press down for 3. So you're going to imagine you're pushing against an imaginary force for 4. That pelvis is staying nice and still for 5. Inhale up. This time we're going to hold it up there pointed. The hand can rest in front of you if you need it. You're going to circle it forward, but keep yourself right on top of the pelvis. No movement in the pelvis for 3. Hold it. Reverse your circle. Hold it. Take the bottom leg, lift it up, and lower it down. Bottom leg comes up to meet it, and lower down. Bottom leg up, lower for 3. Bottom leg, and lower for 4. Bottom leg, and lower for 5. Bottom leg, and lower both down. Quick little break there. Let everything sink for a quick second. Breathe and relax. Now extend everything back out again. Abs nice and tight and strong. Now, you're going to come up with both legs at the same time, and you can only go so far before your pelvis starts to sink. So you lift the legs, and then you lower. Lift those legs both at the same time and lower. Again, no pain or pressure in the back. If you're finding this is hurting your back to lift both legs, stay with that first movement where we just lifted the top leg. Exhale up. Inhale. Start your exhale before you start to lift. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale back down. Good. One more. Lift. Inhale back down. Now, we're going to take the legs and we're just going to hinge from the hip, come forward slightly so that the feet and the legs are hinged at your hip at about a 45-degree angle. Okay? I'm going to now let myself come up so that my elbow can rest right here under my shoulder. And I'm in this nice line. So if you look, I've got a line from my shoulder to shoulder. Now, if this bothers your elbow or your arm, feel free to come down, or your neck for that matter. Feel free to lie back down the way we were. We're just going to add a little challenge here. Look down once again at your hips and make sure your knees are still stacked. We're going to take that pelvic floor and lift. Make sure you're not sinking here. Everything is straight. Lift the top leg. So abs tight and connected. We're going to reach the heel forward to me. Exhale, stay right on this hip and press back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back for 2. Inhale, you can take that top hand, rest it for 3. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. If it bothers the shoulder, just go right down back onto your side the way you were. You could also come here with both hands resting lightly behind the head. Reach, exhale back. 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 One more. Reach, exhale back. Good. Bring that leg back down in front of you and set it down. Bring your upper body all the way down onto the floor. Okay. One fun little one that we have here. Take this top arm. It's going to reach toward your feet. You're going to bring the bottom arm slightly out, and you're going to lift the legs and the upper body and come back down onto the side. So you're going to lift up the legs. You're staying on that side of your glutes, and then lower back down. Lift up, reach toward those feet, and lower down. Lift up 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 and lower down. It could be one leg And lower it all the way down. That's it. Release it, relax it. Let that top leg come, cross it over. Your upper body relax to the floor, and you can rotate the other direction with the upper body if you want to. Stretch. Good. Let's take from there. We can rock up, and I'm just going to flip to the other side. So I'm still facing you guys. And you can do the same. Okay, so keep in mind we're going to start in one long line here. So feet out, head relaxed in the hand, everything straight and strong from your shoulders through your hips to your feet with no flexion at the waist. You want to make sure that top leg is lined up, so make sure you're not letting your hips sink to the floor here with that hip coming up. You're going to press a little bit away from you, and there we are, nice and flat, right? Top hand can rest in front of you, lifted and knitting together. Point up, inhale, flex down, exhale. Point up, inhale, flex down, exhale. Your pelvis stays right here. Exhale down. Inhale up. The bottom leg is still active. It's not going anywhere. It's pressing gently into the floor. You're going to hold it up there. Circle it forward. 6, 5, 4. No movements here. 3, 2, 1. Circle backward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up there. Take the bottom leg up and lower it down. And lower. And lower. And lower. And lower. Lower it down, lower the other leg down. Quick little break right there. And this will be moving to both legs. Now keep in mind, if this bothers your back especially, definitely not where we want to feel pain or pressure. And this is a long lever, so it takes a little more strength and stability, both. You can keep just one leg, just the top leg works if you need it to be. So you're released in the pelvis, your abs are tight. You start your exhale and lift both legs. You inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Still no flexion here at your pelvis. It's staying right there. Start the exhale, engage. Just one more. And lower both legs down. Good. Take your legs, hinge them just to that front edge of your mat, so at about a 45-degree angle. You want to make sure that you're still right on your pelvis here and that your knees are still stacked, your hips are still stacked. If you needed to, you could bend that bottom knee. We're going to then let this arm come up and bring yourself right up onto your hip, shoulder down away from the ear. Everything is stacked long in the spine. Again, make sure the hips are lined up. Take the top leg, lift it just parallel to the floor, reach it forward. Forward inhale, exhale back. So you could stay down on the mat if you need to. Inhale, inhale. Shoulders away from the ears. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Take that leg back in front of you, release it down, relax it all the way down onto your mat. Top arm reaches toward the feet, bottom arm stays. Inhale, exhale, you're lifting him now. Again, this could be one leg and lower back down. Or if you can, both legs and lower down. One more, here it is. Now see if you can hold it. Rotate, hold it, find your teaser, lower the legs, sit up and flex over, exhale. Okay. All right. Sitting up straight and tall. Let's bring your feet over to one side. All right, we're going to stay right here with the knees on the floor to start. Well, the bottom knee, I should say. So I've got my feet to that side. You can all go the same if you want to. And the top knee is just going to come up. So I'm in this nice little diamond shape here. So you want to bring your other leg up, Stephanie, your left. That's the one. That's it. And then your right's fine. So you've got this hand on the floor, slightly wider than your shoulder. We're going to keep this knee down. We're coming into like a modified side bend. So you're going to keep the knee on the floor and stretch over this arm. So by keeping the knee down, we're staying connected and working on the shoulder, but we're not putting too much pressure on the shoulder like we would be if we brought both legs up off the floor. Now hold on to this knee and let it open and bring your arm. Remember, the arm can come across. It doesn't have to go over. Good. Put it back down. I'm going to add on. So you're going over the arm. Now you're going to take this arm. Think of shifting a little bit backwards and reach it under the arm underneath you. Come back to me. Set the hip down and come up over toward the knee. Good. So hand comes onto the floor. You come over the arm. Now, if you wanted to here, you could, of course, squeeze those legs out. Still come under the arm. Come back over. Set back down. Knee comes down and open it out. But today, we're keeping it right here if you want to. Keeping it more about the stretch. Come under, over, and down. And bring it over that knee. Excellent. And again, it could be across, doesn't have to be over. Bring it out, and we're just going to flip your feet to the other side. So the easiest way to start is just by putting both feet down on the other side so that you've got one on top, one on bottom, just in a natural way. And then the top leg opens up. Good. And then your other foot is just crossed behind it. And you're going to keep this bottom knee on the floor. Shoulders are straight ahead. Hand is slightly wider than that shoulder. We're coming up and over, pressing the glutes toward the ceiling, pressing your shoulders open away from the ear. And if that bothers you to even be, you could still be here, stretching here without letting that arm come up over the head. You could let it stay relaxed and down right on the hip. Step back down. And again, if the arm can lift up, go right ahead or come across. And still get this nice flexion here in your side. Good. Bring it back down. We'll add the twist if you want to. Come over the arms first. Press into the floor. Open out. Then take that arm under. Back up and down. And bring it either across or over. Opening this knee out still. 2 more. Come up. You can press if you want to. Come under. Come back over and set down. One more time. Come up. Press if you want to. Come under. Come back over and set down. Bring that arm up and over. Good. Releasing it here. Let's just sit comfortably. Up straight and tall, and just feel out where we are. So we're going to take an inhale up. Let's rotate to your right, and then relax your arms down. Let them tense on the floor. See if with just your fingertips, you can allow your rotation to exhale a little further over that right shoulder. Inhale, exhale, and bring it back to the center. Let's bring the arms up again. Remember, you don't have to go overhead. We're going to turn over your left shoulder this time and just a nice exhale. Tense those fingers on the floor. See if you can rotate just a little further. And back to center with one last inhale. Let those hands draw in. Thank you for honoring your body and joining me for Pilates Mat this morning. Great job.